Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Like I said, still got the air conditioner running down here, trying to get the air circulating. It's just hot. It was like 93, 94 degrees today up here, which is a hot day, and it's humid. It feels kind of like Louisiana. I know it's a little bit hotter down there. Humidity is a lot hotter or higher percentage down there, but it's still pretty dang hot for Missouri, I'll put it that way. So it's definitely cooking and rocking and rolling here, but I got my air conditioner going and got my little fan going, so it's bearable. Got my garage door cracked a little bit, so you hear all the birds and cars driving by up and down the street and all that kind of stuff. But today, I've been piddling around. I call it piddling around. I was cleaning a couple knives. Just need to be cleaned up, nothing crazy. I wanted to get them cleaned up and off my desk or off my workbench and put up. So now I'm going to run. I'm still taking comments on these videos right here. Some guy said evapor rust. The only thing about that I'm scared of is going to take that finish off that's on these knives. And my thing is, yeah, I can put it on there. We can try it out. I may can try it out on this kitchen knife because this knife's worth more than this kitchen knife. I can try it out. I've got something similar to vapor rust. I may have to run Lowe's or something and get some more of it, but we may try it out. I got a lot of it off, but we can see what it does. I'll just get like a little container and then just set it up in here, clamp it so it don't fall over in whatever container I use, and just get it coming up to at least probably about right here. I just don't know what that micarta would react to it, but I'm only concerned with that because it will soak up stuff like that. But I can at least get, most of it up to right here. But we'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. I'm still taking comments. Y'all go over and drop on that video. It's one I just posted yesterday, so get on it. Definitely just throw some comments on there. Don't be scared. Get on there and throw some ideas. I'll just do the process of elimination, and we'll see where we go from there. Like I said, they're usable now. I got a lot of the rust off, but there's still some in there, so I just need to, before I jump on that, I need some ideas, right? So y'all feel free, get on there and put some comments on there. All right, so we're going to clean Mr. Jeremy Reeves' knife. I'm hoping to get a future video or probably a video or picture from my dad because I'm gonna have to mail this home to him, and he'll have to sink a time to give it to him. So I wish I could be there to give it to him, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the knife back to him because he's probably missing it. He's definitely pocket worn it, so I know he's missing it in his pocket. So Jeremy, we're gonna work on this knife. Y'all can see the bone scale. I was kind of messing around with it and it popped off, and it was barely on there. It was real loose. It was hanging on by a thread, but I'm going to lightly clean this bone, probably by hand, kind of get some of the crud off of it so I can use some adhesive and then plus clean this up. That's what we're going to do in this video. I did look around in my parts knives. I had some spare like bone to sacrifice, but it wasn't smooth bone, and I really didn't want to tear into some of the knives that the bone scales are actually good on. It's just the blades are all jacked up. I'm kind of saving those for other projects. I didn't want to start tearing up that knife, but I did have some bone scales, but they all had designs in it, like almost kind of like a peach seed style jig bone, but it had that jigging in it, and I didn't want to, it just wouldn't look right on it. So I think what I'm going to do is get it jammed up, ready to go, and then I'm going to take some adhesive and try to fill that in. I'm still looking for another piece of bone that I can kind of blend it in. It's just going to be hard to do, and we'll get up close. You'll see it up close in the video, but and there's a prior video I think I was showing it a little bit. I think the one I filmed yesterday had I kind of showed a little bit of the knife. So we're just gonna clean up. It's a user. Yes, these are a nice high-end trapper, but he uses it It's not a display queen, which I'm not taking nothing from the display queens. I've got quite a few of those. It's just, but they are a tool and they're made to be used. So not technically abused, but used. This guy uses his knife, so. But we're just gonna tune it up for him. It's just a Rubidoux Creek Outdoor tune-up, and we'll go from there. And but like I said, he uses it. He says you see where he's whacked on something like a hammer. That will that will definitely pop off these bone scales doing it that way. But you can see there's some nicks and stuff in here, but hey, it's his knife. He does what he wants to do with it, and we'll go from there. But he may end up taking better care of it after I do it. But like I said, he can do what he wants to do to his knife. That is quite his. That's up to him. It really is. It's really up to him. So, but let's get after it, okay? Y'all hold on. All right, so here's what we're working with. Y'all can see it. Basically, it was just like that. If I can get this thing in here, try like fill this in with something, but we'll get everything clean and set in place, and then this will be like the last thing I do right here. All right, Mr. Jeremy, I hope you like this knife. This part right here, I feel like it could have been a little bit better, but it's pretty smooth. It's just the way that bone had cracked is it like split out. Instead of just like snapping off like this, it split out, and it's hard to kind of connect it back together. I did fill in the gap a little bit with the glue composite concoction I made, but then filled in this right here. This is ground up. It's bone, the clear Gorilla Glue, and sawdust from black walnut. I just made like a paste, and that's what I used to fill that in. If y'all are wondering what that is, I didn't have any bone. I had some bone, but it was all jig bone. I was like, dude, I ain't even trying to go through that much trouble, and it wouldn't look good anyway. I just didn't have any of that color of bone. I had some darker, so I was like, you know what? I'll take a little bit of this. I had some little bone chips. I just kind of ground out on some sandpaper and used the dust. Anyway, made my concoction. So I think it turned out good. I didn't want to, I could have reprofiled the whole edge where it had been a little more straight, but then to me, it would have took away. Just the way he originally sharpened it, it kind of went higher up on the bevel right here on the cutting edge. It's not a deal breaker, so it's almost like an optical illusion. So really the cutting edge is really not that off, right? It does dip down just a little bit, but not much. So the actual cutting edge is pretty much there. It's just the way it's ground up on the bevel of the edge right there. So just the way he did it, I didn't want to mess with it because he's probably going to use it just like he did before. Hopefully he don't use it as a hammer. I try to get some of the dents out, but you know, it is what it is. Mainly just kind of put an edge back on it. So y'all saw it was slicing paper. Like I said, it's a pretty knife. I could have kept grinding on it, but it's pretty good. It's a heck of a lot better than what I thought what it was when I got it. So it's clean inside. Y'all can see. Only thing left, I need to add a little bit of some oil. I mean, just a little bit. It don't need much. Just a little bit. And just work it in there. That way it ain't making just needs a little bit of oil. It's got plenty of snap. Y'all can see that. Nothing wrong with that. That way it ain't soaking it down because this is stainless steel. Just want a little bit of, just a little bit. Plus more oil, it traps more dirt too. So, yeah. Get some of this excess off. The only thing I want to do now, before I forget, is some of this Rubidoux Creek Outdoor wax. Just don't take much. I mean, really, hardly barely any. Let's go put a little bit on this bone. Like that. I'm not worried about the blade too much because it's stainless, but I mean, you can put it on there. Ain't gonna hurt nothing, but so just gonna let that sit right there for just a minute or two. Let it soak in them pores of that bone, and we'll come back to it and take it off. All right, get some of this excess off. Like so. One more hoorah. The cleaner rag. Man, that wax does make that bone pop. Look at that. That's some pretty bone, you know. Looks like a pretty bone. You know, that's a EDC if I ever saw one. Like I said, I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in here. Yeah, I think it turned out really good. Get some of my fingerprints off. All right, Mr. Jeremy. Hopefully you liked it. I got to get off of here and get changed real quick. Me and the wifey and Kojak. Kojak's got football little football camp session here in like an hour. So gotta get over to that and let him do that for a day, and then come back. I may work on some more knives. It's gonna be hot, but it is what it is in the garage. But Mr. Jeremy, hopefully you like this. Hope you like your knife, buddy. I'm gonna try to get this in the mail soon, and I know you're busy with harvesting right now, and your mind's on that. But hopefully my dad will get this knife to you, and we'll go from there. But I think it turned out nice. But hey, like I always say, y'all stay positive, stay motivated, stay vigilant in this crazy world, and don't forget to get you some of this wax. If you ain't subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you can get 3 cans of wax and this knife. It's about a $50 value for free 99 on dimes on me. Y'all just get a chance to win, but y'all got to subscribe and share the video and like it and do all that fancy stuff. All right, but it's more to come on that. But I'll see y'all next time. All right, y'all stay good.